All right. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys can hear me. You can see us. Crazy here today. People are excited to see you. All right. So I have a special guest with me today. He's actually at my house, clearly. If you want to introduce yourself.
I am Johnny Jumpman. Is how you can find me on social media. I'm a double diamond with It Works. Been with the company now for about 2.5 years. And I think kind of from the start, me and one of the very first people that I actually started focusing on, because I will tell you guys, I watched last night, and one of the ways that I was told to start building your business is to go out and message as many people as you can. And that didn't work for me. It wasn't fun, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was not fun. It was very discouraging, and it's not fun. It really wasn't. So for me, trying to figure out kind of some better ways to be able to bring people to me. I'd rather, not have to message people and still be able to sign people. And so I really did a lot of focusing and did a lot of research and happened to come across this person and learned a lot about attraction marketing from Jess. And when applying it to my business and really applying it to my brand, it's just crazy tenfold how all of a sudden just the leads started taking off, how I didn't have to message people and I was getting more of a response and was signing more distributors and more customers when I wasn't even having to send out these messages. So I'm just really happy to kind of be here tonight with you guys and be able to pour in and give you guys some of my tips as far as with branding and attraction marketing and some of those things that kind of go hand in hand with one another. But what do you kind of got on the agenda for us?
All right. So typically when Johnny and I have ever done Zooms or things like that, maybe you've caught Social Media Sundays. I was a guest on some of his stuff for that. We normally don't plan. I don't know if that's our personalities or what, but we just work very well off each other. So I was on the treadmill today and I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos while I was on the treadmill. If you guys didn't know, Dan built me a little desk on the treadmill, so no excuses, right? So I was watching some YouTube videos and just about branding, because I wanted to make sure that I was not missing things that I normally would talk about just kind of on the fly. And something that I wrote down, and I don't want to mess up her name, though I'm sure I'm going to. There's no green in me whatsoever, okay? Except for when it comes to numbers. I like statistics. I know you give a lot of stats about things, which is what I love about him. So he's always like really big on numbers and things like that. So I saw this today, and it was from a speaker on TED Talks, and her name is Talaya Waller. I'm guessing on that one. I watched a few videos trying to see if she would say her name, but no. So, all right, she said, and this was very interesting. It's true, but it's very interesting to see. She said that the average person gets 561% more engagement sharing a message about a company or a brand than when that same exact message is shared by the company or brand themselves. So this is what we're talking about tonight. We are talking about personal branding because that is where branding is going. It's where it is. It's where it's been. I forgot who it was, but like 20 years ago, he said the future of branding is personal. It's going to be personal. And that is exactly what happened. I wish I knew what his name was. Another stat for you really fast. And this goes back to messaging and all that stuff, but this will go hand in hand with personal branding. In the 1970s, the average person would see 500 brand messages a day in the 70s. What people see today is 5,000 a day. And that could be, you're on Hulu and you see a soda thing. You see a soda ad, a Coke ad. You could be on Facebook. You could be on Instagram. You could be at home watching your TV. It doesn't matter. Every single thing is about marketing to you. It's about, giving you their product in your face. No matter how many times they're going to make you see it, you're going to see it. And apparently people see it 5,000 times a day. So when it comes to, I'm going to mute you all. There we go. I know, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. You look like you wanted to say something.
When I first kind of heard that stat, I was like, how are we seeing so much? Then we really do start thinking about it. Not only are we seeing Facebook ads, we're seeing Instagram ads, we're seeing YouTube ads, we see advertisement all over the place. Guys, I think the biggest thing that I can take from social media alone is, this was a statistic that I actually got from Forbes.
See? Yeah, I love
I'm
the
huge on stats. I love stats. I like stats when it comes to business and making money, because they're the proof in the pudding. 90% of Fortune 500 companies, 75% of Fortune 500 companies right now are spending more than 90% of their advertisement campaign money, their budget money, on social media advertisement for their brands. So that tells you alone that building a brand through social media is everything right now. There's a reason why go to your local grocery stores and look at your magazines. That rack's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. People aren't doing that. They're not doing that. Look at your newspapers. Your newspapers, they're getting thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. I don't read the newspaper. If I need to know the news, what am I doing? If it ain't on Facebook, it ain't happening. It's what it is. And you don't realize how often every single time when you're scrolling by somebody's post or you're scrolling past somebody's content that they're putting out there for the day, your journey is your brand. So you're seeing a different brand for every single person. Social media it's just the opportunity for you to really, really put your brand out there and really discover your niche. And when you do discover that niche, you can really absolutely blow up on it without having to spend so much money on advertisement. I think that Facebook ads, Instagram ads, they have their place. But for the most part, whenever we are getting people started, duplication is key. People get started in business most of the time because they need money, not because they have extra money. So again, the advertisement aspect is something great if you have the extra money to do it. But for the purposes of, we like to make things to where that's where the branding and the attraction marketing comes in. You're not having to spend thousands of dollars a month on advertisement. And I think that the branding is the most crucial aspect of attraction marketing. It really is. And it comes from the consistency. It comes from learning and taking the time to learn and really, really build and perfect your craft and taking the time to learn about it. I kind of look at a lot of the stores that are out there, and if social media, if you're choosing to build your storefront through social media, and that's what your brand is, and your brand again represents you. Your brand is what people talk about whenever you're not in the room. That's what they associate you with. If you're not being consistent on a daily basis on your social media platform, then your store's closed. If your store's closed, nobody can buy from you. So focusing on that consistency aspect and take that vice versa. If you're not being consistent with your brand on social media, it's the fastest way to kill credibility and the fastest way to put a dampener on your brand. And I think that branding, when it comes to being an effective network marketer, direct sales, in life, guys, we sell ourselves and we sell our brand to everybody. Everybody. If you're trying to propose to a significant other, you're trying to sell yourself to that person. Whenever you go and you do, your best friend asks you, have you seen any movies lately? You're selling people on movies. Okay. People don't ask for information from people that they don't trust, from brands that they don't trust. So we've got to really kind of take that into consideration when it comes to the social media aspect of being consistent, because the consistency is probably, it can make or break your brand more than anything. I'm such a huge advocate of being consistent in quality. I think, you want to talk about quality. Yeah.
I love everything. See why he's here now? So, I mean, I think I'll start with something that we constantly say. I know I say it, you say it. We didn't create it, but we say it. People do not buy into your business. They don't buy your products, even though in the technical sense they do. But people do not buy into your products. They buy into you in order to buy into the products. And this is where personal branding comes into play. I was listening to something earlier today, and again, I forget who it was. It might have been Gary Vee, actually, possibly. And he said, personal branding is flexibility. And that's exactly what it means. Because what if your company flopped tomorrow? By the way, I'm not saying anything's happening. I'm just saying, what if your company, no matter what company you are in.
Don't get worried out there, guys.
Nothing's happening. Flopped tomorrow, right? Oh, hi.
Well, hello.
I don't know what just happened. Look, I got so passionate. All right. I'm scared to log off and on. There is a limit. It's a 200 room limit, so choose wisely.
Yeah. So I'm over here and I'm like, that's why we didn't do it on Facebook Live, because we already knew the algorithm. Yeah. You guys teaching people how to make money off of our platform paying.
Exactly. All right. Okay. So basically, if your company flopped tomorrow, right, and you've been known this entire time as somebody for the purpose of this, let's talk about, because we're both with It Works, so let's talk about that. You're the person that's just been posting nonstop about It Works. What if, again, company went down tomorrow? Again, not saying it's going, but what if it did? Who would you be, right? Like what's left there? Because that's your personal brand. You need to be, here's the thing. You need to pick 5 things, okay? 5 dead set things about yourself that you know is all about you. For me, okay, I could list off a gazillion things, but I know right now for me, red hair, my hair is not as red as it normally is, but it's getting back there. Red hair, that's my brand. That's as crazy as that sounds, that's my brand, okay? Red hair, I have PCOS, I'm going through fertility struggles, so everybody knows that because I talk about it, so that's part of my brand. I'm vegan, I'm an animal lover, so that's part of my brand. I have a pit bull mixed dog, and I'm an advocate for pit bulls, so that's part of my brand. And the other part, what's the other part? Makeup.
Social media,
social media,
branding.
yeah.
I can name a couple.
Social media. So, like, I know Johnny can talk.
Harry Potter,
exactly. I was just showing him my Harry Potter, literally the whole Harry Potter section of my office. So these are the things that I talk about. These are the things that I am not afraid to talk about. And that's another thing with personal branding. People do themselves a disservice because when I feel, tell me if you agree or not, I feel like when we talk about personal branding, or maybe they've heard about it from somewhere else, I feel like people are afraid to show who they really are. So they kind of, a lot of times, portray themselves a certain way. But what you're doing in doing that, you're creating a disconnect with your audience because it's not genuine, right? Like,
oh yeah,
you have to be you, and that is the good and the bad. But it's up to you to pick, not lie. It's up to you to pick what you show. Because we were just talking about before, your personal brand is literally everything about you, but amplified. Amplify every single thing that is you, that makes up you and who you are. And that is your personal brand. And I think that I'm going to get into these questions a little bit later because I asked you guys in the event to ask me questions. And something that I saw was, okay, here's one perfectly, okay, just to bring it up now. How do you make your personal brand stand out among others, i.e. branding yourself in fitness, wellness, and standing out in a good way from all the rest? But the thing is, this is where I think everybody messes up. You have to understand what your personal brand is. Because if you understood that, and I love you, I know you're on here, I love you. If you understood that though, the real meaning of it, that question wouldn't even have come up. Because you stand out by being you. You stand out by being you. Somebody asked me before, where was it? Da-da-da-da. Here we go. So I see you on right now. So I hardly see you doing posts about any products or even lifestyle really. So what are you using to draw people to you, and how do you introduce the product to them? I'm using me. That's who I'm using. I'm using me. I'm not using fancy stuff. I'm not using anything else. Right? I'm using me. And for the person that asked this question, I've seen your live videos, okay? You may not have known that, okay? I've gone to your page. I've seen your live videos. You're funny as shit, okay? You're funny. You're very outgoing, outspoken. Keep doing that. That's your brand. That's your brand. You're showing who you are, and that's what you have to run with because you're not afraid to show who you are. And you guys, you don't have to be crazy outgoing. You don't have to have crazy colored hair. It's whatever encompasses you and who you are as a person. What are your values? What are you made of? That's your personal brand. They fall in love with you. Exactly. I know you want to jump in.
People buy you before they buy your brand. And I am confident in the aspect of it doesn't matter what I'm going to do in life, whatever I decided to do, it doesn't matter if I was selling cars, if I was selling coffee, if I'm selling wraps, it doesn't matter if I'm selling Harry Potter stuff. It doesn't matter what I'm selling. People are going to buy from me because they like me. Yeah. And that's really the ultimate part of really focusing on building your brand. And like what Jess said, you have to figure out what your brand is. I can't tell you what your brand is. I can't tell you what you're good at and what you're not good at. But your brand also has got to come from passion. It's got to come from energy. It has to be something that you're into. you can't tell me, hey Johnny, listen, you need to go and really start focusing on branding cupcakes. I'm gonna be like, okay, well I don't really care about cupcakes. Like why would I do that? Well, this is what you're gonna do. It's a $1 billion industry, so go and do it. No, that's not gonna work for me. Really figuring out, and I'm real big on telling people, you got to discover your niche, and then you need to look at who is dominating in that niche, and you need to learn from them. Okay, we all hear the quote, success leaves clues. Success does, it very much so leaves clues. I'm really big in the fitness industry, and my Instagram is fitness. That's primarily what my Instagram is. I study these people that I guarantee you 99% of the people that are on here, if you've got an Instagram, they're people, Instagram models that you guys follow, but we follow them for the different reasons. And I want to tell you guys as to why. You guys are following them because it's inspiration, it's motivation. You know, maybe we see these people, we look up to these people. I look at them as a learning tool. Okay, what are they doing that is giving them the ability to grow accounts into the millions? And how is that going to be able to help me in the future? Because they're not doing anything different than you and I are. They're not. But one of the things that I know we're going to touch on a little bit is influential marketing. Tapping into these people are gold mines. Gold mines. They're doing everything that's out there. They're telling you what to do, but you've just got to read between the lines. You've really got to go in depth and looking at their pages, because what they're doing, you need to learn how to mimic that if that's what your niche is. Now, whether that is baking cakes or whether that is fashion, fitness, makeup, whatever it possibly is, Instagram personally is a great place, because Instagram, Facebook, you can be a little bit diverse. You can. I do social media on there. I teach social media. I teach marketing. I focus on it works. I focus on fitness. I cook. I do everything on there. Like that's kind of me. It's like a universal blog. Plus it's writing. Okay. Instagram is a very visual platform. Would you guys be following those Instagram models if their visuals they look like shit? Let's be honest. You wouldn't be following them because the visual sells. So it's looking at that and really taking into account. And then I think the biggest thing is really learning how to provide value to your followers is how you're going to build your brand. Because for me, whenever I was focusing on doing social media trainings through Facebook Lives and putting information out there, you do have to give information. And sometimes, like, yeah, I would have loved to charge people for social media, but what is that going to do for me? That's not going to do anything if I don't have the credibility to be able to do that. Okay. So you put the information out there for free. And then what happens, then people start coming to me going, hey, listen, I want to join your team. Do you do social media trainings for your team? Yeah. So you learn to leverage your strengths, and that comes from building a brand. Okay. And that's really ultimately what it's about. It's really about taking and figuring out something that you're good at. And like what Jess said, pick a couple of those things and really dominate on it. I mean, you have to learn. If you're trying to be the person that's a brand of everything, you're not going to succeed. That's like starting 10 businesses at one time and, oh, it's Donald Trump said that you got to have 7 sources of income to become a millionaire. No, that's not true. You've got to really focus on finding something and dominating in it. And then once you dominate in it, then it's okay to move on to the next thing. But really focusing on dominating that brand in particular. And it takes years, guys. It's not something that happens overnight. Building a brand is not something you're not going to do this in a week of posting. You're not going to build a following into the millions, into the trillions by making
your brand is constantly
correct.
Constantly.
Correct.
Years later, you will always be building your brand. That's something I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Something else as well. I've seen a lot of people will get, and we'll talk about this in more depth when we have the posting Zoom. Okay. A lot of people get into a network marketing company. Let's use It Works, for example. And all of a sudden their profile photo is the It Works logo. Their bio is, blah, 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 for It Works Global, whatever. But here's the thing. You are not It Works Global. You are not It Works Global. It Works Global is It Works Global, and they're doing pretty damn good, and they got that covered. Mm-hmm. You are you. So when I get messages, right, from people, and they have other distributors, for example, and they have an It Works picture of something, a product. I got a message once from somebody who had their profile photo was defining gel. I was just like, oh, hello. Like, I use you all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it was funny to me. And so I explained all this to her, but a lot of people think that, because I'm in this company now where I'm selling this product, they automatically turn into that brand. But what you have to understand is that, you guys, I have sold more wraps than I can even tell you for It Works Global by being Jessica Pearson. That's the difference. And obviously I'm not saying be Jessica Pearson. I'm just saying be who you are. Your personal brand is going to sell more than if you were trying to be It Works Global. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put yourself out there. And I'm gonna put this because I don't just want to babble. You know, I made some notes.
Because we babble. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
I would definitely just real quick piggyback and say that
Go ahead.
if you guys know, if you guys have been following me, you guys know that I had my first bodybuilding competition about 2 months ago now. And guys, the amount of people that reached out to me afterwards, I didn't even have to post about It Works products. People know, yo, Johnny, he does It Works. Well, man, without me even posting about them, people are going, hey, bro, what products are you using? They're in my inbox. What products are you using? What products are you using? I don't even have to post about the products. They see the results from the progress, the transformation photos and the progress. But because and again, this is exactly piggybacking off of what Jess just said, because I have talked about how a product has possibly helped me or shown a transformation in the past, you don't have to hammer your following with it works. I love the analogy last night of this is a modern day Lifetime movie. It really is. You should be posting about your life. So many people get on social media and this is you guys want to know why the algorithms exist? I want to tell you guys why the algorithms exist. Algorithms exist because of terrible network marketers. Because of terrible network marketers, the algorithms are making it harder for people like you and me to make posts about our products that we're passionate about without getting visibility on our post. You want to know why? Because they put so much, this is It Works and this is my product. This is Modera and this is my product. This is New Skin and this is my product. I'm just thinking of random network marketing companies. This is what it is. I sell this. This is my product. Instead of taking your product and using social media for what you get started. Did anybody that's on here, did any of you guys pay to get started on Facebook or pay to get started on Instagram? So you didn't pay for that platform. Meanwhile, it's the number 3 grossing business behind Amazon and Walmart. Where is all their money coming from? Advertisement? So if you're trying to sell something on Facebook, it's getting blocked. But if you're sharing your own personal testimony by learning how to incorporate these products into your day-to-day life because it's your brand, it doesn't come off as salesy. It's not going to come off. It's not going to get blocked. You're going to get mass amounts of visibility and you're going to build credibility and rapport with people because I'm not pushing. People love to buy, but people hate to be sold to. So I'm over here sharing my product and I'm not sharing it with you. I'm just sharing it, but I'm not in your face about it. So then you're more likely to reach out to me. But nobody really likes that telemarketer aspect. So if you're throwing it in their face, they're gonna kind of take a step back. Like, I don't want this, but because I didn't offer it to you, now you're interested. So you're going to come to me. And that's really what the ultimate thing is. It's really, really taking and fine tuning your social media and continuing to use your social media for what it's used for. You did not make a Facebook. And this is one of the things that kills me with people that say, oh, I'm going to make a new page. Why? You're going to make a new page for what? There's no influence on that page. That's not, you're going to make a new page so that way you can spam people? Because that's what it comes off to as me whenever you want to just make a new page. I have this conversation with a lot of distributors when they first get started. If you're going to make and create a new page, that's perfectly fine, but you need to start a new journey. Maybe it needs to be a page for fitness journey, not a page for It Works. And then you can learn to incorporate the products in. You have to use social media the way that it was intended. Keep doing the same thing you were doing before you ever got started. Before you ever got started in your network marketing company. Yep. But then incorporating some of these products into your post, incorporating the small wins, the pump ups, the promotions, the bonuses, and what your team is doing without being like, hey, come and join my team. Nobody wants to join. Hey, my team, look at the success my team's having. People now all of a sudden are interested. So it's like asking without asking. And that's really kind of one of the big keys to providing value to your followers without pushing it down their throat, because it really is. That's the reason why algorithms exist. That's the reason why it's getting so much harder for people to create content and put content out there, is because some of these marketers, just their methods are so bad. Oh yeah, here's a script, copy and paste this and post it. And here's your next 10 posts. Just go ahead and post all of these. and you're good to go. And then they take them word for word instead of changing up the wording and putting it into their own words. And there's so many things that go into it. But it's one of those, I think the easiest way to kind of finish it is continue to use your social media how you were using it before you got started in network marketing. Okay, that is what people know you for. What do people know you for? Were you that cool mom that was always posting pictures of her kids? You know, were you posting photos of baking cakes and, you know, I don't know, I guess I'm craving sugar or something. I'm talking about cupcakes and sugar. I don't know.
After this, we'll have some.
Sounds good. But whatever you were doing before, so don't stop doing that. I was posting this, and this is, Natalie's the same way. If you guys don't know Natalie's my significant other. She was doing the same exact thing that we're doing now, and she'll tell you in her story, I'm over here shouting out, hey, look, I'm drinking a Monster right now. Sorry, it's not keto coffee. I had a couple of them already today. I had to change it up. I guarantee you, though, because I'm sitting here drinking this and I'm just sitting here sipping on it, I would have never said anything. A couple of y'all going to be leaving going, dang, I'm craving a Monster right now, because I wouldn't even have said anything about it. It's funny how that works.
Very true.
Yeah.
It's very true. It's the whole mind.
You sit here, you see me drinking that orange can, you walk into 7-Eleven, you're like, dang, I'm grabbing a Monster real quick. Johnny's drinking one. Look good. I have those forever.
Our suggestion.
Yes. But she always says, I was doing something and I was already doing the work and I wasn't getting paid for it. So then to take a product and put it in my hands and I'm already doing the work for it, it just makes it simple. We do network marketing every day on a daily basis on social media. Everybody does network marketing on social media, but some people don't get paid for it. So it's really about taking and figuring out what you're already doing and figuring out ways to incorporate. And that's where you're going to build your brand. That's where you're going to build your influence. And that's where you're not going to have people blocking you and being like, unfollow, which is terrible for your algorithm. You're not getting any visibility that way. And it ruins the credibility of your brand. Your brand is everything. Everything when building a business on social media. I've been doing so many Zooms for social media training, specifically on branding and influence, because they go hand in hand and they're the most crucial part of building a business online. They really, really are.
I agree with you.
Why do you guys follow her? Branding master, right?
No.
Million reasons as to why. I know, because I follow her. There's a million reasons as to why. Because she's good at what she does. She doesn't force products down your throat. She doesn't force the company down your throat. Reading that question, how do you sell products without ever posting about them? Because people buy her. They don't care what she sells. They're gonna buy it. She can sell anything in the world to anybody. She can pick up this little mirror right here and be like, hey guys, check this mirror out. What you guys think about this? 25 of y'all be in her inbox. Where'd you get that at, Jess? Man, that's so beautiful. That's great. I need one of those. Because you trust her. Trust is everything when it comes to sales. When you trust people, you trust brands. We buy from brands that we trust.
That's very, very true. And I'm so glad that you said about do what you did before you got into this business, because what I was going to say was I want you guys right this second to, I don't care what company you're with, I want you to forget that there's a product line, that there's even one product with your company. I want you to forget that you are part of this business for 5 seconds. Because when you forget and don't focus on the fact that you're selling products, that you're watching other DTs post all these same stupid scripts every damn day, which that's another Zoom. I was really nice about cold messaging last night. I'm not gonna be nice about it.
She was really nice about it. I was like, man, she did. Yeah.
But scripts are ruining people's business, but you don't realize it, which we'll talk about. So if you would forget for a minute, and from here on out even, not even just now, forget that you're selling products, forget that you are part of a network marketing company, forget all those things, your posting will change. The way you talk to people will change. The way you message with people will change. It will not be about this motive behind why you're talking to somebody. It'll genuinely be just you talking to somebody, and guess what happens? They buy, they join, they want to be a part of whatever you're doing because you're not selling to them. You're just talking to them. And they, by the way, here's something else, because so many people have been hitting up probably some of your friends list. You know, everybody's connected in some way or another. So many people have been doing that. So when you're on somebody's friend list, okay, and you're not hitting them up, and you're just kind of staying in your own lane, and you're posting about yourself, you're posting here and there, like the commercials we were talking about last night, posting about the business, posting about the products, this and that. Do you know what happens? They come to you, this is true story, literally every week for me. They come to you and say, so I heard about these products from a few people that have been messaging me, and they're really annoying, or they just seem like they're trying to get my money. I swear I'm going to screenshot all these messages and post them one day. They seem like they're just trying to get my money. They do this, whatever. But I know that you sell this stuff, and you've never reached out to me, so I would want to buy from you. I cannot begin to tell you if I had $1 for every single time somebody has come to me and said this to me. So use that to your advantage. Because what happens is everybody's reaching out to all these people, but who are they coming to? They're not coming to you. They're coming to the people that aren't literally pouncing on them, right? They're coming to the people that they're following their personal brands. If the people that are messaging them on a daily basis are just constantly talking about their products and their business, rather than just talking to them and letting them into their personal brand world, letting them into their profiles and just like, here I am, I'm here, I'm not gonna harass you, I'm not gonna do this. I cannot begin to tell you how many times you will get messaged. You will, and I'm gonna say it again, because you don't have to look a certain way, you don't have to say certain things, you don't have to do any of these things. You have to just know your brand. And your brand is not, it works global. Your brand is you. Your brand is not whatever business you are a part of, your brand is you. And that's something you have to remember. Stop thinking that you have to sell products to people, because how you talk, what you post, what your profile even looks like will be completely different. Your profile looks so damn good once you stop realizing that you don't need to sell to people. It will look so good, and I hope that you all message me and say, hey, look at my profile, because I just forgot that I'm in a business. Like, I want to see everybody's profiles, because it will look different. How your energy is, it will be different. When people automatically just step out of their own personal brand, and they start thinking, okay, I have to sign this person, or I have to do this, I have to do that, desperation comes in. We say this a lot. When you have desperation, you do not have to say to somebody, and I've said this many times, you do not have to say to somebody on the other end of that message, I am desperate for your sale. For them to pick up on the fact that you are desperate as hell for their sale. But when you're not desperate, it's when you're too busy worrying about your own life and talking about your life and not being afraid to talk about, maybe you have had some nasty things happen to you. And at your own discretion, okay, I will suggest, when you're comfortable with it, if you ever are, don't be afraid to talk about it. You have an entire market of people that will want to be your friend just for the fact that you opened up about something. I cannot tell you how many people have come to me about the products or the business from fertility groups that I'm in, because they follow my journey. You want people to follow your journey. Your journey is not the testimonials of every other DT on this company. That's not your journey. Your journey is maybe you as a single mom is your journey. Your journey might be where you and your husband are traveling around the country, like me and Dan did. Your journey might be something that was so traumatic for you that you're finally having the courage to talk about. It doesn't matter what it is, but your journey, I can tell you, is not It Works Global. It is not your network marketing company, because that's where you ruin your personal brand. And I know a lot of people have said, I'm going to break into social influencers with you in a second. I know a lot of people will hear me say this and be like, well, you're working for It Works Global. Like, you don't want to talk about yourself. You want to, like, they're the company. They should be getting listen, they get more in followers, in sales, in business, in reputation from people that are not shoving it down people's throats than you could even imagine, honestly. Like, when you are pushing your personal brand and incorporating It Works, another network marketing company, whatever company you're with, and the products as your commercials, rather than the other way around, then you don't have to worry about it. They're good. They know what they're doing. They are good. They're not going anywhere. They're good. So, like, there's that video, like, worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. Like,
For
that's
sure.
Literally, just do you. And don't be afraid, because I saw questions too. I'm going to answer them in a minute.
Do you, boo-boo?
Do you, and don't be afraid to show you, because your personal brand will either, whatever you do, should I say, whatever you do on your profile, whatever you do on your Instagram, your Facebook, YouTube, whatever, is either every single second, either building your brand or destroying it, because it goes both ways. So you have to know that. Like, you could be destroying your personal brand by talking so much about your business. Do you understand what I'm saying? You could be building your personal brand by talking more about yourself, less about your business, and then in turn, your business flourishes. It sounds crazy sometimes, but I promise you, this is exactly what I have done for 6 years. What I have done from day one. So, you want to start?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Sometimes I'll just like blank. I'll be like, you're right.
No, it's you know, one of the things I think that I've really realized is network marketing is not cut out for everybody. Okay.
Very true.
It's not cut out for everybody. It's not a cutthroat industry. It's a very, if you're not willing to learn and you're not willing to be coachable and you're not willing to keep up with the times, it gets very, very difficult. This is an industry that's constantly evolving. We're in a lot of industries right now that are constantly evolving with the internet and the way that things get put out there and the way there's so much information out there on YouTube. YouTube is everybody's number one upline, okay? There's so much information out there, but knowing who you need to be watching your content from is crucial. There's a lot of good information out there, but there's also a lot of bad information out there, okay? And I think, obviously, some people have got this opinion that when it comes to building a brand online, they take information sometimes from these people that have built a brand offline, okay? And now, again, I don't discredit anybody who has made $1 million plus in our industry. I think that's phenomenal. That's a great feat. But if you made $1 million a year or 10, or you're an 8-figure earner in a company and you did that offline through house parties, you have no right to be giving anybody social media advice. That's just my personal opinion on this. And the reason why I bring this up is because this is probably one of the number one questions that I get asked on building a brand. I'm taking branding information from this person or from this person, but it just doesn't seem to be working. Well, guys, who you're getting your information from branding needs to be coming from somebody who's doing it now, not someone who built a business off. That's great. You can teach me. Probably.
I can't talk about parties. I have no place talking about parties because I don't do them.
I won't. You want to talk about doing a party or an event through Facebook? I can talk to you about that. But you want to talk to me about doing a house party? I'm a talker. I speak. I can't wait for Mark Pentecost to give me that microphone and be standing up on stage in front of 25,000 people. I want to talk. That's what I would, if I had my opportunity to do anything, I talk in front of people for a living. But do I want to do house parties? No, I don't. I don't try to do them. I focus on my strengths. So focusing on finding mentors, people that are going to teach you about building a brand now through social media is much different than finding somebody who does it offline. And that's a very, very big thing, because these people will give you some of these old school tactics that may or may not be working currently. But the people that are taking this information, those are your free advertising. That's what Jess was talking about. These are the people that out there that are blasting social media with all this content. And then people like her and I are sitting back and we're just making posts. Everybody that's on here, everyone knows what company is Jess a part of. It works. So why does she have to post about it 20 times a day to get that out there? She doesn't. If there's other people that are out there doing the work for you. Now, again, you do need to be posting about your business. We're not saying that. We do want you guys to understand that. Consistency is crucial. You're never going to hear us not say that. But what it comes down to is it comes down to taking in quality of post, okay? If you're taking your time and you're building a business, first off, if you're trying to go full-time with this and you're not putting in full-time hours, from the start, I'll say, you get to a point where you can back off a little bit. But when you're really, really focusing on building something from the start, you've got to grind with this, guys. I mean, there's no way of beating around the bush. If you're thinking that you're going to be able to spend 30 minutes a day and put up 3 posts a day and that's going to be it, and you're going to do great, no. You do need to make sure you're following the right people. Don't just be out there mass adding 500 people a day and you're adding people from all different niches. That's like you're going to you're going to add people that are into street racing, and then people that are into sports, and then people that are into cooking, and people that are into social media, and then maybe some marketers. But you have to find people that are going to be liking the content that you're posting, because if not, then what are you doing? You are that person that's just throwing content out there to a wide variety of people. And that doesn't help. Okay, that definitely does not
help your personal brand.
Not at all. So when you have those people that are out there, they're blasting for you, and you're taking the time and you're posting quality content that's connecting with your followers, they're following your brand for a specific reason. Okay, you don't have to be blasting and blasting and blasting. There are times where I go a day without posting about the business, whether it's a product post or a business post. I'm very, very big on lifestyle posts. I do like to talk about what the business has done for me, what it's doing, where I'm going, things like that. It's just what I like to post. But if you were to get on my page and go through and look, my lifestyle posts are not, hey, come and join my team. This is my team. This is what we're doing. We're making X, Y, Z. I've made $50,000 last year in bonuses. Come and join me. That's not what I do. No, I'm going to tell a story. Stories sell. They connect. Emotion, people buy out of emotion. Stories connect emotionally with people. So it's really taking, and guys, take the time. If we're talking about ruining your brand and building your brand, the fastest way to kill your credibility, your post is your brand. You should be spending more time creating content than you spend doing anything else. Okay, if you're gonna put a 10-minute effort into your post, you're gonna get a 10-minute result.
This is why people love scripts. I hate to say it, guys. We live in a world where people are just lazy. And I'm sorry if I'm insulting you. I don't mean to insult you, but let's be real. We do the least amount of work for the fastest and quickest results, if we can, right? Like I do that in other stuff in my life. Like absolutely, like I'll take a wrap, right? Before I change my diet and lifestyle, I was like, yeah, I'll wrap. Yeah, let me do that. An hour? Absolutely. Sure. You know what I mean? Like we go for what's going to work the fastest, what's going to be the quickest. And if you're, a mom with like 10,000 kids and you don't have time and this and that, like, yeah, it's very easy to take somebody else's post that you saw and just boom, there we go. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Whole other Zoom for this. Oh, I'm going to tell you all the good and the bad of this. There's really not many good, but either way, exactly what he's saying. Yeah, I completely agree. I did not mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
I'm just watching the time. I'm just looking at, I know some people.
Guys, just take those scripts and put them into your own words. I can't tell you what to say. If you're looking at the way that I word things and you're trying to you don't sound like Johnny Jumpman. I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't want to look at my scripts. Y'all gonna be like, damn, dude, you really be saying that to people? I call people out. Like, I'm very, very real about it. Like, bro, you don't got $99. Sounds to me like you need to be doing more reevaluation of a job and more reevaluating on your life there, homeboy. Take it easy, bro. I don't really need you. People are like, wait, you would really say that to somebody? I get kind of gruesome and very, very savage with it. Are you going to take my script and try to apply that? Probably not going to work for a lot of people.
No.
Just because the wording may work for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You've got to look at, and I'm going to highly recommend don't do that because sometimes you're going to get people that get a little irritated back. But the purpose that I'm trying to say is when it comes to a script, look at that script and everything needs to be your own words. Not only that, if it's already, I'm just going to throw this out, one real quick algorithm tip. If it's already been posted on Facebook and you're copying and repasting it without changing, we'll just say about 25% of the words, you're not going to get any visibility. You should be shooting that other person and whoever you copy and pasted it, you should be shooting them a message going, hey man, I copy and pasted your post. So your next couple of posts are going to be really, really great. You're going to be getting a ton of visibility on your post.
That's what you're doing. The only person benefiting from that is the person that originally posted it. If you guys didn't know, that's literally how it works. But again, we'll go over all that in Zoom. So, okay, I'm going to answer the questions that were asked in the chat thing that I asked. But first, I just see these two questions right here. How do you personally consistently grow your network? For me, Facebook Lives and groups.
Groups.
100%. Groups are amazing. Groups are amazing, you guys. And if you go onto my YouTube, there's a video on there literally that says how to grow your network and network marketing. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the title. It's public, it's there. It'll tell you exactly how to grow your network. So I would answer it for you right now, but I'm watching the clock and I want to make sure, but that's on my YouTube. So go check it out. Would you rap live or put on a facial live on Facebook? What if that's something you do once a week? I can tell you right now that both of us do that. I've seen you rap.
And I won't even talk about the work. I'll be doing a social media or a marketing training and I'll just be standing there rapping live. People are like, bro, what is that? What are you doing? I won't even talk about the rap. I'll just be sitting there doing a Facebook Live. I'll be cooking and just like, oh, I got a little downtime real quick. people watching you, hold on real quick. Is this guy really just rapping
Which
randomly?
is the perfect answer for one of the questions that I got in the group. This might be dumb. No question is dumb, by the way. This might be dumb, but how do you incorporate your product with your personal brand? Just like that. Like literally just like that. I could be talking about how my hair grows. Okay, I know we have hair, skin, and nails, right? I don't use hair, skin, and nails. And I will talk about how I can't use hair, skin, and nails because it sucks, not because product sucks, but I'll say it sucks because my hair grows like weeds without hair, skin, and nails. You cannot even imagine how fast my hair grows with hair, skin, and nails. So I can't use it.
I shaved before I came over here, and I can't use this stuff either.
Because with my red hair, like literally within a matter of days, the roots are like, I can't. It's so fast. People would be so jealous to know that without hair, skin, and nails, I get it. But that's how I'll incorporate it, right? Like just, this is about me. I'm talking about my red hair, part of my brand. I'm talking about something that is true. My hair grows like weeds. And I'm also incorporating one of the products in there to make a joke out of it. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do. And just like you said about how you rap and all that stuff, like you guys lives, that should be a whole other Zoom.
I'll sit there and I'll be talking in the morning and giving like people, I get questions about, you know, how did your prep go? Or, you know, what kind of foods were you eating? I'll go into the kitchen and I'll be going through and taking them through the kitchen, and there won't even be a full prep video. These are some of the foods that I was really focusing on, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll just sit there as I'm on the camera and I'll just mix up the keto shake. I will not even mention it. And I'll start seeing the comments. What's that shake? What's that shake you're drinking? What is that? What are you doing? What did you just throw in there? What is that? I'll message you guys. I'll take care of it then. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to keep going with this. And that's literally what I'll say to them. And then I'll have more people that'll start, you know, inquiring about what it is you're doing. It's just about doing things nonchalantly.
Yep. Yes.
Taking a picture of your animal, and having a keto energy pack sitting in the background. And people are like, that's going to catch their eye. Like, what is that? What is that sitting there? And then they'll see it, and they'll see it, and they'll see it, and they'll see it. And then when you do put that value out there and you do take the time to actually make a post and talk about how keto energies replace the Starbucks habit that you've had, you know, you do 2 Starbucks a day, so now you're doing keto coffee, you're doing a keto energy instead of two cups of Starbucks, then people will buy from you because they've seen the product, they've seen it, it's on their mind, they've seen it. Use stories. Use stories. Guys, use stories. You can put product in front of people a million different times a day by just putting it in the background of your food. I'm sitting there cooking my food and eating my food, and there's a product sitting there, and I don't even mention the product. And I get people that message me, yo, bro, what's that Confiance? It says stress supplement. Does that stuff work for stress? I never even brought up stress. I said, this is my meal. This is what I'm eating. But people will reach out to me about it. It's just about, it's putting it out there without putting it out there. It's really just. That
is, and your goal is to get, I know we're giving a lot of info, you guys. There's so much more. There's so much more. Your goal really, whether posting, whether personal brand, all of it is what a lot of people don't realize. You want to be mysterious. You want to build that curiosity in your post. This is why I always say, and again, we'll talk about this on the posting Zoom, but just to quickly talk about it, in your posts, in your profiles, things like that, you don't want to be the face of It Works Global. Like, you don't want to be that, you don't want to be posting bullet points of ingredients and what the product does all the time, because what else do they have left to ask you at that point? Because you have given them all of that. You want that conversation to happen, because if that conversation doesn't happen, they can't get to know you. And they have to get to know you in those 5 seconds sometimes is all it takes. They have to get to know you in order for them to take their wall down to trust you, which in turn will get them to buy from you, which will get them to join you.
I think it leads to a higher retention rate too, not only with customers, or not even retention rate, but at least a higher closeout rate.
Yes.
Big time.
When that trust is there, when that conversation is happening, like, people always say, okay, what do I say about this? What do I say about that? What do I post here? What do I post there? Post about your life. Post about you. Post about it more than your business, because that's how you're going to build your personal brand. But it's going to make people curious. One, it's going to make them curious why you're not reaching out to them. And if they're hearing about this and they're seeing it all over the place, they know that you are the one to reach out to because you've posted about your business, but you haven't literally shoved it down their throats. So they're more inclined to trust you, even without even talking yet.
Or join you.
Exactly. So this all is about your personal brand, you guys. Everything is connected with this attraction marketing. Everything is connected. This is something that I can't answer all of them right now, but this. I was told politics should never be posted about when you're in this business, but politics is my life and very much one of my greatest loves. So how do I do that plus this? I was told that the politics would turn off potentials, but since it's my Facebook and almost all my Facebook friends are politics, it's why we're friends. Would it really be turning them away since that's how I met them or have mutuals with them? Whoever told you not to do that, okay? There's a difference. I will say this. You don't want to be causing World War III every day in your posts, okay? That's drama marketing. I'm not about that. But if you are into politics and that's something that you love, do not worry about turning people off, especially that majority of your friends list is already into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't listen to people when they say, oh, you're going to turn people off. You want to turn off the people that shouldn't be in your tribe to begin with.
Right.
Because
gotta go.
You want, by turning them off, you're going to turn on and bring people in that are into what you're saying,
Agreed.
that are into your personal brand. So when you do that, what happens? You form a tribe before they even join the business if they want to join the business.
There's exceptions to rules, guys. Just,
Yes.
There definitely is, very much so. Just like, last night we're talking about, don't cold message. Tell some people that have built their businesses and are still they're that 1% that just, it don't matter. They can do it and they can get away with it. Tell them not to do it. And they're going to be like, nah, that just don't work for me. They don't feel productive if they're not doing it. If your friends list is all politics and you're not posting about politics, you're playing yourself to a disadvantage majorly. You have to post to your following. I have a fitness following on Instagram. If I'm not posting fitness stuff, the people aren't going to like my content. And what they're going to do, they're going to start unfollowing.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very easy.
And I think even more importantly is that if you're not posting what you love, your audience is not being allowed to see you be passionate.
Agreed.
Like when I talk about fertility stuff, you'll see me snap. You'll see me get happy one minute. You'll see me, I literally look like I need medication because one minute I'm happy and one minute I want to kill people because of what I've been going through. And you are on that journey with me, and I'm open about it because I know not many people are. So, but the one thing you can say is that every single thing I post, whether it's about an animal, being vegan, it works, the business, my life, you see my passion. You see my passion in every single thing that I say and do. And I know the same goes for him too. So if you're not showing people the things that you love, if you're not talking about it, they're only getting to see you half-assed. They're not getting to see the full you. And the full you, the passionate part of you, because we all have some sort of passion in us about something. Many things, right? Hopefully. If they're not getting to see that side of you, they're not seeing your brand. And that's the whole purpose of the Zoom. You need to build your brand. You need to grow your brand because the more you show your brand, the more that people flock to you. You're the right people for you. For me, nobody's coming to me if they like politics because I don't know I don't even who's the president, who's this. I don't care. I'm not into it. But that's just me, right? Like because I don't understand a lot of it, so I just don't, I don't bother. So nobody's gonna be coming to me about politics. So that whole market for me is out. That's all your market right there. So don't dismiss it. And that goes for any topic that you guys are into. That goes for anything. So I hate when people say that. Like, no, don't talk about what you love. Don't talk about what you love.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How? What?
You're lying to yourself. You're doing yourself a discredit. There was one question here that I kind of seen that popped up, and it said, so if you've done some of the less than helpful techniques, how do you start fresh with a new approach? What are the first steps? Be consistent. Don't go back to doing what you were doing that wasn't working. Because if it wasn't working, it's not going to just magically start working. See so many people that don't give this time. Building a brand takes time. Attraction marketing takes time. But attraction marketing and cold messaging don't go hand in hand with one another. They just don't. If you're focused and maybe you're not getting the results right away from attraction marketing that you were once getting, maybe by doing something else, but you know that you want to make the transition over to attraction marketing and really focusing on, magnetic marketing and having people come into you, you have to give it time. It doesn't just happen over time. Guys, again, where you want to talk statistics, 2% of people sign up the second time that they see something. Do you guys know that 80% of the people that are on here don't even ask for the sale? You don't even ask for the sale. Even the people that are cold messaging do not ask for the sale. They don't. I don't know why people will go through all that and then not even ask for the sale, but it's just that's a mind-boggling stat to me. 8 out of 10 people are not even asking people for the sale. You're building relationships. You're doing everything that's necessary, and they will bring the product up, and then you'll just kind of dismiss it in some way, shape, or form, and forget to even ask them if they're interested. What is it? 3% of people join or ask for information the third time they see something. 5% on the fourth. 10% on the fifth, and then 7 to 21 times. That's when you're starting to get into those numbers when you're talking 50, 60, 70% of your closeout rates. And guys, another big thing too. I'm big on. I do have one or 2 days a week where I do like to make sure that I'm following up with people. You know, I'm very big. Fortune is in the follow up. I will not message people that have not messaged me. But if you've messaged me about a product, I understand. Guess what? Life happens. Sometimes people put the phone down, the message gets buried. You forget to answer sometimes. Do make sure that you are doing some kind of I like to do some kind of a list as far as for making sure I'm following up with people. Because it is crucial to make sure, even if it's not following up with them going, hey, did you want to buy that product? Make sure you're following up with them to continue building relationships with people, because the way the algorithms are working, it is constantly sliding people out of your stuff and stopping them from seeing your content. So make sure that's really what follow-ups are for me. It's getting on people's pages and really going through and showing them love and getting them so that way they are back to seeing my content. Because what I have found is if a conversation goes stale, I'll jump on somebody's page and show them some love. Then all of a sudden I get that message back in my inbox. Hey bro, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot to get back with you. It happens all the time. So you do want to make sure that you kind of have some kind of system that's in place. And as you continue on in network marketing, it definitely gets harder and harder. The list before you realize you got 4 notebooks and you're like, yeah, I ain't never gonna message everybody in these notebooks. It's too overwhelming to look at. But that's kind of a really, really big key to making sure that you are staying consistent and focusing on that. Focusing on staying consistent if you are making a transition. Like I said, I know it can be a little bit difficult, but you know, it's the most effective method to be able to get around these algorithms right now, and it really is. And it's also the consistency in building your brand. You've got to do it. You know, you just got to do it. There is no brand building when it comes to some of the different marketing techniques that are out there. They're not building a brand and they're marketing for the company instead of marketing for yourself.
Right.
And that's not what you want to be doing.
And like I said before, your personal brand gives you flexibility.
Sure.
And I'm not saying leave whatever company you're with. Like, please don't. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, if the company flopped tomorrow, whatever company you're with, you could be in, it doesn't matter. You could be a blogger for a company, it doesn't matter. If that company shut down tomorrow, your personal brand gives you options. Your personal brand gives you options. You can't just be that It Works rap girl for 24/7 on your profile, and then, or guy, or whatever, and then God forbid something happened, or maybe you just pieced out, went somewhere else. Like, what's going to happen then? You know what I mean? Like, you have to be consistent with who you are. You have to be giving people the real you. And you get to pick. You get to decide, you know, how much am I going to show of myself to people? The good and the bad, because especially with personal branding, you guys, because it's real and it's raw and it's genuine, because it's you. You can't be perfect. Nobody's perfect. No matter, even if you want to pretend you are, nobody's perfect. So you have to show the flaws. When you show the flaws, okay, I don't care what company you're in, when you show the flaws in your personal brand about maybe your struggles, or maybe you're just like, maybe you're messy as can be, or maybe you didn't clean the house today, or maybe I know one of my leaders, Miranda, her personal brand is she's a hot mess mom. Like, she's all over the place, and she works that completely because it's so true. She's got like a gazillion children, a gazillion dogs. She's got a husband, this and that. And she lets people in on that. She shows them, look, my hair's not done today. I didn't shower for 25 days. Like, here's what we got. Here I am. And, you know, but I'm taking my keto coffee because I love it. You know, things like that. And people flock to her.
It's the connection.
Exactly. It's being relatable. Because if you're trying to be perfect, you're not relatable, because nobody is perfect. Like, your brand, again, if you're trying to be It Works, or if you're trying to be another network marketing company as your brand, don't get that confused, because that's not relatable. That's not immediately, if you're trying to portray yourself as the distributor for this company rather than who you are and incorporate the company within your life, because this is what I say, the company is not your life. Okay. You have your life. The company is part of your life. It's a part of your life. So just like the business, just like the product. So when you incorporate that into your post, into your profile, into your personal brand, rather than all about it works, all about whatever company you're with, then people can relate to you better. People can't relate to a company, which is why those companies are hiring social media influencers to bring the business in. Those social media influencers have their own personal brands. And they know, because companies are pretty damn smart and they're getting the hang of it now, they know that the voice of a normal person is going to bring people in because of that connection, and that being relatable factor is going to bring more people in and bring attention to their brand way faster than them doing it themselves, right? Like,
oh, completely agree.
sorry.
No, wait. So we sell fitness products. Tell me right now that, and I say this to everybody. Tell me right now, I didn't get Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, to stand there with an It Works product and go just like this and just point to it. He didn't even have to say anything. Do you think It Works would ever have to worry about selling an It Works product ever again? The Rock uses it. Oh my God, if he's using that and that's what I can look like, look. He didn't even say he's using it. He didn't say anything at all. People assume because he's holding it and he's using it. Influential marketing is the fastest way to build a brand. It's the fastest way to build a following on social media, especially on Instagram. Look at all those people. Guys, Gymshark, the clothing company, has not paid for $1 in advertisement on Instagram, but let alone last year, they grossed $20 billion in sales. $20 billion in sales as an apparel company on Instagram. That's it. You want to know how they did it? They find a bunch of Instagram models that have accounts in the millions, and they said, here, we're going to give you guys a bunch of free clothes. Just shout out our company. That's it.
Guys, that's what I do with my lashes. I go on Instagram and I find these beauty gurus, and that's, hey, let me send you a couple of pairs. I want you to try them out. Let me know what you think. I know they're going to love them. Everybody loves the lashes, okay? But what happens? They make a photo and they post about it. Did I have to pay for it? No. Like, this is what companies are doing. They're paying for it as well. But there are companies that everybody's personal brand is so important that these people on Instagram, these social media influencers, are literally making a business out of their personal brands. Like, they don't do anything, but that's their personal brand. So people are offering them products. I'm one of those people giving away my product. Like, get it out there.
Gatorade's been doing this for years. They take professional athletes. Everybody looks up to professional athletes. They take and they give these people endorsements and they say, hey, you guys just make a commercial with Gatorade. Gatorade is terrible for you. It is so bad. It's sugar water with chemicals in it. But because they put a little bit of electrolytes in there, it's great. So it's going to help you out. It's going to help you perform better. They give these people endorsements, and let alone Gatorade is probably one of the number one selling drinks next to like Coke and Pepsi. We all know it. Everybody drinks it. We know how bad it is for us, but it's okay though because professional athletes drink it. They endorse, they influence, they make you go in delicious chemicals. Exactly. Yes, they are. I will tell you. That's for sure. It's so true though. There's so many brands that do this. Victoria's Secret does it. Coca-Cola does it. These brands. Does Victoria's Secret? Yes, they send you guys emails. I know they send y'all emails. I'm not even saying they don't. I know they do. Y'all know when them semi-annual sales are. But do they send people on your doors? They send people to the door knocking? Does Victoria's Secret have people calling you ladies? Hey, we got a brand new bra coming out. No, they don't have to. You want to know why? Because you know those supermodels are wearing. Y'all watch that Victoria's Secret's fashion show, whatever. Y'all see the stuff out there. Those girls are just walking down the runway wearing the stuff. And you go, man, you know what? I got to have that. I'm in there. And you're in the store. Coca-Cola does that. All the big name brands do this. They take people that have influence. They give them their product. All the models just in general, they do it with Louis Vuitton. They do it with Gucci. They do it with Nike. They do it with Under Armour. They do it. Everybody does it. We have just got to learn how to take and find these profiles. And Instagram's for me, I think, honestly, Instagram is probably the easiest way when it comes to branding because it's very, very brand specific.
Yes. Your photos have to be consistent. Like, there's no room for error there. Like, you have to. There's a basic, like, here's what Johnny is all about type of thing. Correct. As opposed to Facebook.
Facebook, I can put words in there and people aren't going to read it, and then there's a photo, and then there's a live video, and then there's words and words and words. It's like a blog. So. Yeah. But yeah, Instagram is more or less that. And you look at these people's pages, and most of them, they're all endorsing. They're all influencing something. They're using their influence, that million number up there, to get paid. They're using it to get paid. Yeah. That's what it is to do. And any company that we look up to They're all doing it, guys. They're all doing it. It's the way of getting your product in front of a completely different genre of people. And maybe they're not buying directly from me, but if I can get my product here, Jess, take my Monster, and all you guys love, Jess, you're now going to go and buy Monster. So that's how influential marketing works. So literally, we got to just figure. You can touch on that because you've been doing it with your lashes. So
yeah, honestly, like if you go through my Facebook profile, you will know within 5 seconds what I'm about, and that's your goal. You need, no matter what company you're in, people need to know who they're following and who they're accepting a friend request from without having to sit and wait for months to figure out who they are. You have to have a presence on social media. And this could start today, you guys. You can start to gradually do this today. Like Johnny said, it's not going to be an overnight thing, but it could be a lot faster than you may think. And the best way of doing that is to, for the most part, stop doing whatever you've been doing that hasn't been working. You'll know. Look at what your audience wants to see, okay? That should give you a good idea of what your personal brand is for social media, should I say. Because I've checked out a lot of profiles because I've been doing this for people and helping them out in the last couple of weeks. And I can tell you right now, I could see somebody post a selfie with their kids, okay? And they'll get 40 plus likes and some comments. And then they'll post about the cleanse and list all the benefits of the cleanse. And for some of you guys, I have seen literally not even one like. And then I'll look at how long that post has been up, and it's literally been up for 3 days. And I'm like, wow. So your audience doesn't care. If you look at your profile, you will be able to figure out exactly how to post for your brand and exactly what to stop doing. Because maybe your audience does want to see the cleanse, but they don't want to see it that way. Maybe they want to know how the cleanse has helped you out rather than somebody on another team. Maybe they want to know not what the ingredients are, a list of them, but like what it tastes like while you're drinking it on a live. Like maybe that's what your audience wants to see rather than what you've been doing. So if you go to your profile, the best, because I'm going to end this now because we've got no time. The best thing for you to do is to look at the post and look at your reach and the comments. Really scroll down for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, all of your posts. Start writing down and taking notes on which ones have a good amount of interaction, which ones get actual comments, and which ones nobody cares about. And 3 likes, nobody cares about it. Okay. You obviously have to be growing your network. So maybe your network is smaller. So the ratio there is different. But the point is the posts that you're making that people are loving, you got to do more of that. That's what you got to keep doing. And what you might be messing up in doing that is thinking that I have to post 3 business posts today, 3 life posts, 2 product posts, Post how you would post if you weren't in a business, okay? But you were just enjoying products and you were just enjoying money or a side hustle or things like that. I have a video about this too, you're overcomplicating it. And I know this stems from people telling, because I've told my team, okay, listen, you want to make sure that you're giving variety. You want to make sure that you're not just posting 10 posts about yourself and then, here's a wrap photo. You want to kind of mix it up a little bit. So I know where this is coming from, but people rely so much on, okay, 5 product posts, this one, post at 3 p.m., post at 1 p.m., post at 7 p.m., live at 8. That's turning you into a robot.
And not duplicatable for people that are working a 9-to-5 job. It's not
duplicatable for a lot of people.
Simplicity is duplicatable.
Oh my God. So, and being real is duplicatable because nobody could be you. That's the thing. Nobody could be you. I can't do what a lot of you guys do, just like you can't do a lot of what I do in certain things. Yep. And that's a plus. That's a benefit to your personal brand because nobody will have the same brand as you. That's how you're going to stand out. Nobody will have the same brand as you because nobody is you.
Be authentic in a world full of phonies.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we're going to end it on that.
Yep.
We're going to end it on that because I'm 10 minutes over and I didn't want to do it. All right. You guys, thank you, Johnny, for coming over for dinner.
Just cooked his dinner. So
I
good.
did, and I ate it by myself while I put my makeup on, and everybody else ate. Thank you guys for staying on with us for so long tonight. I will update you with the next Zoom and what it's going to be. I love doing these. I'm so excited that you're getting something from these, because I know for so long people have been asking me, and I know people have been asking you, how do you do attraction marketing? How does it? And it's not just, let me tell you what attraction marketing is. There's so much involved, which is why I'm doing these, that you need to know that lead up to everything else. And if you know all this, wait till I get to the posting one. Wait till I get to the scripts one. You're going to be posting so perfectly. You're going to be talking to people so perfectly. You're going to forget everything that you have ever done that did not work, if it didn't work for you. And you're going to realize how easy this is, because you don't have to be a robot. You're being yourself. You don't have to worry about this one. That everything is literally going to revolve around you and your personal brand. That's what attraction marketing is. So, all right.
And I will say, if you guys are going to be at Green Carpet in Michigan, and I give you a weird look whenever you come up to me, it's not because I don't know who you are. Just please come up and be like, hey, Johnny, hey, please do it, because we like to be friendly with everybody. So don't feel awkward or shy to come up and say hello. I would like to say that at any event, because it's, you know, you might get an extra little tip or two out of us whenever you do it that way, for sure. So.
All right, you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you later. Bye.